Yeah.
a lot of commissions with them,
Yeah. Yeah.
like a year. So
I hear you. All right. Well, we're live for our YouTube channel. So good morning, everyone that's tuning in. Please go ahead and smack that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And let's get right at it with our top stocks to trade today. Pre-market session was pretty dead. There are some good movers. Today, my A list is really going to be tech heavy. And let me just jump right into Twitter. So Twitter is gapping up. Had some news yesterday that they are getting closer to monetizing Twitter in a new way by users being able to transact, right? Like e-commerce, kind of like the way that Instagram and Snap are doing. So Twitter's getting bought up. It's gapping up a little bit, not a whole lot. But with the way that I see it, if Twitter breaks out of like that 69.90 range, we can go long and put our stops here at 69.50. I think it's a small risk. If the market just decides to sell off, 69.50, you can go in for a short. Taj is saying that Rice is on a rip. Wow. Yeah.
we just yeah, it just went from 12.50 to 13.50, 13.60 actually.
All right. Well.
If you started the pre-market.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, I just pulled up Rice right here. Yeah. Actually, this 5-minute candlestick, 1.2 million shares in the pre-market action. Let me pull up what's the news on Rice specifically. Is there any news on this?
Yeah, it's they're in a merger agreement to combine Area Energy and Archaea Energy.
Oh, okay.
Natural gas.
I see that here. All right. Well, it's on the move, so this is good. This is good. So Rice is in play. At the moment, it's kind of going a little. It's getting a little extended. It had a nice flag here, so the long would have been right there at like $12. You would be up already like $1.50 had you taken profit at the top here. So the way I see it, if we gotta wait for that bull flag to kind of set up, and then we can take this long even higher. Let's see. Okay, all-time highs on this is like $14. It's very possible. I mean, this is a nice mover. How many? What's the float on this? Let me see.
I believe it was 14 million, 17 million, 17 and a half.
Okay. So all right. So this one is definitely in play. I like this one. I think we can we can make some good money on this. I'm curious to see if Merrill Edge allows me to short this one just in case if it does sell off. Yeah, okay, cool. So I can play both sides of it. All right, so Rice to me is a long, obviously. If it fails and just sells off, we can look for a short entry, but at the moment there is no short entry on this one. We would have to kind of let the day play out. This could go on further run. It's got really good volume. So this was not on my radar, but Taj did find this one, so I'm going to throw this on my A list now. So I've got Rice and Twitter. Snap and Twitter are kind of like, I'm going to watch them both kind of at the same time. With Snap, if this breaks out of pre-market high of about, like 61, 60 range, you can go long. Throw your stops at like $61. So this is like a 60-cent risk on it. If it fails 61, we can look for a short on Snap. LI, I like LI because it moved pretty nicely. They just completed a price offering. Yesterday was a brutal day for LI. Pull up yesterday. This stock was trading at $24, came all the way down to 22 and change. It's gapping up a little bit. So let's see how LI plays out. If we start seeing LI rally, I want to see confirmation of the breakout of pre-market high at 23.20. We could look for an entry at $23 and throw our stops at maybe 22.80, 22.75, right, to get a better price. But if it fails 22.75, it's a short. So that's what I'm thinking for LI. Microsoft and Apple, I'm going to keep a very close eye on them. I mean, Microsoft, we know how that's been playing out. It's gapping up, all-time highs. Microsoft has been on a rip, especially since that news came out of that multi-billion-dollar contract with the, I think it was with the Pentagon, if I'm not mistaken. So keep an eye on Microsoft. On the RSI on the daily, it's only at 66.49 with pre-market data. So this could have a little bit more room to the upside before it slows down. It is trading above the upper Bollinger Band on the daily, but it's still not too extended. It's fresh off of a bull flag set up on the daily chart. You can see today is a breakout on the daily chart. So looks good to me, and Microsoft is definitely going to be in play. So I would prefer Microsoft to sell off a little bit, bottoming tail bar, go long, right? Especially if it breaks out of like 252.66 or 252.70. But if we start to see Microsoft fail and is selling off and it doesn't hold the 251.50 range, we might have to look for a short. So that's the idea on Microsoft. Apple, I really like Apple because on the daily chart, it's breaking out of a range. So it's been consolidating here in this nice tight range since February 22nd. And we're finally getting a breakout on the upper end of that range. So Apple can go on a nice run today. I'm going to watch Apple more closely than Microsoft because Microsoft has already had a really good run. But Apple could be on a fresh move. GameStop is just gapping up. I don't think for any particular reason, at least none that I saw. So if GameStop wants to rally, I'm going in for it. And if it sells off, I'm going to look for like the 184, 183 range. If it fails that, I'm going to short GameStop. So those are my top plays. And of course, I'm going to keep an eye on the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Russell 2000. And of course, keep an eye on my scanners for any small cap movers that might catch our attention today. So, Taj, pass it on to you, bro.
Yeah, so for me, definitely going to be keeping a very close eye on tech. I think tech's going to be the story. Alex kind of already went over Bryce. Definitely going to have that on the watch list. What I'm hoping to happen right now is some type of consolidation at this level. Because the all-time high is 1408, it would actually be really nice for it to just trade sideways here for the next 15 minutes. Maybe we get a bull flag, play the break of that, and throw our stops at below the flag. So this little stall that it's having is good, so hopefully that can hold in the meantime. However, another name we'll be looking at, it's actually HOFB. This is another NFT name announcing a partnership with Dolphin Entertainment, if I'm not mistaken. And this is a former runner. This is a stock back when the NFTs were really hot, shot up to $7.60. It's gapping up to about $5.20, which is actually right on its daily AMA, which is hooking down. So for HOFV, we really need to see this price hold. Like I said, it is breaking out currently, so we would have to wait for some type of pause in the price action. But I do want to keep an eye on this name. I do believe there are options contracts available. Let me double check that really quick. HOFB has no options available. Nonetheless, it's a cheap enough name. You know, you can trade it with 100 shares for, you know, a little over $500 still. You know, if this really starts to rip, volume starts to kick in, keep an eye on HOFB. Other than that, like I said, I'm really just going to be keeping a very close eye on the tech names. Apple, which Alex has already gone through, Microsoft, Facebook is going to be another one. The volume, the pre-market volume on Facebook is fairly light compared to Apple and Microsoft. However, one key takeaway to look at with Facebook is that it is gapping into all-time highs. And as we said yesterday, or we constantly preach, anytime you have a lot of these tech names breaking out into those all-time highs, you know, get your hands dirty with it because as we've seen yesterday and a few days ago, it can really reward you, right? Microsoft has been our trade of the day for 2 times this week, I believe, and possibly going to be a third if it continues that rally. So keep an eye on Facebook as well. It did hit a pre-market high around 316.23. Yesterday's closing price was 313. The all-time high of yesterday was 314.25. So we're gapping up about $1 above that price level. So, you know, if Facebook starts to break out above 316, you can get back long. The third stop's maybe around 315. I will say that I am going to be a little more patient when it comes to like Facebook and Microsoft because they are gapping up a little more aggressively. Both, I believe, are gapping up around 2 points or more. Apple's only gapping up about a point, so it's not as aggressive. But just be careful for a pullback right in the morning. See some people taking profits on this gap up. And then what I would prefer to see is a bottoming tail bar, and then we take our entry. Let's just how we were yesterday. Be very patient with a lot of these plays and not rush into anything because of the excessive gap up. And I see Rice just broke out of a flag, so there goes that. We didn't get our opportunity there. But other than that, that's really going to do it for my watch list. The main names I'll be watching: Rice, HOFB, Apple, and Microsoft. Those are pretty much going to be my big four. Also going to be keeping a close eye on the Qs and the SPYs because I think we're going to have some real nice opportunities with those as well.
Yeah. I'm long Rice in pre-market. I did buy into that bull flag, so a small amount. Just want to be in it just in case it does rip even more. I don't think Rice has options contracts, right?
No options.
No. Okay. So with this one, you gotta play equity, guys. But yeah, that's I think we covered our entire A list, right?
Yeah, that's everything for the A list. Pretty straightforward. Tech,
Yeah.
and a few of the small caps.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Well, we're gonna kind of function like yesterday, where we had our eyes on the radar or on the scanners just to see if anything new pops up. I'm sure there will be more opportunities, but at the moment, based on pre-market, this is kind of like what we're seeing and where we're keeping our focus. I'm gonna also keep an eye on Tesla. And yesterday, FGEN. You guys remember this one? We did call to short this one yesterday at the 2380 range, right? And today it's gapping down, very light volume. But if you pull up a daily chart on this one, it really just got damaged. I think today this could sell off a little bit more. The RSI is at 22 with pre-market data, so it is getting very, very oversold. But my goodness, man, nobody wants to buy this thing. I mean, you have to go back 10 years on the chart to see support, right? And right now it is kind of sorry, not 10 years, more like 6 years. But you've got to go to 2016, 2015 to see that there is some support at the $17 mark and the all-time lows 14 and change. So I'm very curious to see if FGN continues to sell off and tests, those ranges that I'm talking about. If it breaks pre-market low of like 18.85, $19, I'm gonna go in for the short on this one. I think the risk is really low, and this could have another day in it, another day of just sell off. So
yeah, yesterday it had no bounce whatsoever.
No,
just straight down. You had periods of consolidation, but no bounce whatsoever on the 5-minute chart. So
yeah,
that may be a sign the bleeding's not done yet, right?
This reminds me of Viacom. I'm pulling up the daily chart on Viacom. I mean, look at that thing, man. When you thought that it was done, it had more. I mean, you could look at that chart on March 24th, right?
Yeah.
Big breakdown. Second day and then the third day. Wow, Rice just popped up to $14. Woo!
Yeah.
Already in the green. Okay. That one's moving. Already in the green on that one. But this reminds me of Viacom. I mean, it just broke. Absolutely broken. So I think this has another day in it. So I'm gonna keep that one on one of my charts. I did check with Merrill Edge and I can short it, so that's good news for me. So, all right, that's the A list for me, guys. For everyone on YouTube, thanks for tuning in, guys. And we'll see you all later with the trade of the day. Take care.